Anyway, there was this film called Event Horizon, I think it was called. It was about how these people had developed this way to travel as fast or faster than light. Let's just say fast as light. And they had undertaken the first steps toward testing the propulsion system. And the craft was named the Event Horizon. Anyway, and so they go off into deep space and they never heard from again. So there's another craft, same kind of propulsion system. And the designer of the propulsion system is on board the second craft. It's a rescue ship. Anyway, so they find the Event Horizon. And they board the craft to find what had happened to the crew. Anyway, so there's these messages that the crew was leaving on their in their database regarding their situation, and hear all these horrible screams in the background. Anyway, and so they're all mystified by the thing because they can't figure out what has happened. You know, they don't know what happened to the crew or anything else. So anyway, it turns out the ship has entered hell. It went right to hell. In fact, the ship itself becomes, I guess, part and parcel of hell. And they slow down the recording, and it's in Latin. It says, "Save yourself." So anyway, now the reason I'm saying this is because in the strange world we live in, if we actually are alive, assuming we are alive, there's always this notion of not knowing exactly where you are, right? Exactly what your status is. That's more true for me than most people, I guess. If you want to call me a people, I don't know. I wouldn't call me a people. But anyway, now this is April 15th, 2013. April 15th is notorious as tax day, the day you have to file your income taxes or get an extension. But you have to do one or the other if you owe money, because the IRS will come after your ass. So anyway, now today there were 2 bombs set off at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, killing 2 people. One person was a small boy, a boy of 8 years old. And there was a third bomb that was planted at the JFK library in Boston. And anyway, I don't know if it went off or not. But a total of 2 people killed and 22 injured. Now, President Obama says the perpetrators of these actions will feel the full weight of justice. All right. Now, I'm going back to this idea of this deep explorer, this Event Horizon. Now, in my line of work, which is uncommonly strange, I have to get messages. I have to get messages back to my, I guess my boss, I'd say. I work for two entities. I work for the CIA, and I also work for God, so to speak. Anyway, I call it God Overlord. I don't know why. We're all Time Lords, but the one is the overlord of all of us. To get a message to my boss at the end of everything, the end of all time, or referred to as the continuum, you have to be very careful about how to approach the method of communications. One thing we do, oddly enough, is we tinker with DNA. We try to make some small modification that can only be construed as a message. And when species evolve and they have this encoded message, eventually it gets to my boss at the continuum. Anyway, and then my boss can understand what's going on. This is a very obtuse way of communicating, because you're communicating across incredibly vast periods of time. The absolute age of the universe, not many people know this, is 3.8 trillion years. The universe, from the time it began till the time it closes up shop, is 3.8 trillion years. Absolute. So let's call it 3.7999999 trillion years from now, my people are at the continuum. The continuum is a very, very boring place. It's very boring. Anyway, so in the same vein, I'm still trying to grab this event horizon scenario into the conversation. But to communicate to someone in deep cover, or in a place where it's very difficult to get messages clearly and expeditiously, incredibly sophisticated, obtuse, even radical things must be done. There was a message sent today in Boston. It relates to a message I sent to them. That message is understood. I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes, 2 or 3 megaton a weapon is a very powerful weapon. So I'm only telling you this for one reason. That the only intelligence organization with the balls, so to speak, to conduct the kind of operation that occurred in Boston is not the Hebrews, is not the Israelis. Got that? Have you ever heard of the film Quantum of Solace, a James Bond film? It's like that. So anyway, I understood the message, they understood the message. It's all part of the game. But it's not a fun game. It's not like a ha-ha, but it can be funny at times, you know. But anyway, this is Operations Officer Windfall in hell, enjoying herself immensely. All this nasty shit. Yeah. Me and the devil get along real good, because we are the same. I am the devil, and the devil likes me. I like myself. Anyway, I might be a little bit too sardonic. What does the word sardonic mean? I don't know. I like to learn languages, but I'm not good at it. I like to write, but I'm not good at it. But anyway, that's all I can say. It's 5:55 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and the time again, I still have to do my work. I'm in perfect agony. I'm like Job, except worse. I can't even do the thing that Job would want to do if he was like totally, completely crazy enough to say curse God and die. I can't even do that. So anyway, my size. You get used to it after a while. So that's all I'm going to say. Except I'm a little bit concerned about tomorrow. Tomorrow. What if tomorrow never comes? Anyway, signing off.